What's up guys, Louis here from Illumination. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be unboxing and doing some first impressions of the Mi In-Ear Headphones. This is the same Mi company that produced the 10,400 milliamp power battery, or the power bank, that we unboxed last time. And we'll have a full review coming up soon. But for today, what we'll be doing is we'll be unboxing the Mi In-Ear Headphones. Now, these headphones were recommended to me actually by a friend who said that they sound great for the price. You can actually buy these online from Lazada or Amazon, and they're fairly cheap, about between $16 to $20. Now let's unbox these headphones. So looking at the packaging, it's very fairly simple and very rather, I would say, elegant. The packaging is very simplistic. There's some damage here on the back, and on the front you only get this Mi sort of branding and nothing much else. Now on the back, what we'll actually see is just some technical information. Now for this headset, we'll see that it's an in-ear type of headphones, and they come with a power of about 5 milliwatts per earpiece. It's got an impedance, or the drivers have an impedance of about 12 ohms. So that means that they will be fairly loud and that they will be fairly clear. Let's go ahead and open this little sucker up. So we'll take care of this little plastic or adhesive tab in the front, and once we open it up, we actually see that the packaging is fairly simple but rather clever. So you have the in-ear headphones, the headphones themselves, in the middle, and when it opens up like a sort of a flower, you actually see that there's printing on the inside that serve as instructions for how to use the headphones. Now these seem to be related to how to use the headphones or their functionality in terms of specific uses like music or taking calls. And an interesting point actually here is that the volume controls, the inline microphone actually does have a volume control as well, but it does not work unless you're using a Mi smartphone. The headphones themselves are actually wrapped in another thin sort of plastic, so let's take that off. This is actually pretty tight, so we'll have to sort of rip through the plastic here. But inside you see that it's actually packaged fairly nicely in a sort of hockey puck, little plastic hockey puck. Now the casing itself is completely plastic. At the bottom, the top is actually a clear plastic. That's fairly nice. The design is very reminiscent of most Mi products. And oh, so we have a plastic tab here that seals it up, so let's take that off. And I think we have the same one on the bottom, so let's take that off as well. And the case actually, or the cover, completely comes off. Alright, so there we go. Now the headphones themselves are actually securely or snugly fit into a sort of case that it goes in. So this actually feels really nice. It's got a nice soft touch rubber feeling, and it's rubber. It looks like rubber. It's fairly snugly inside there. It feels pretty hefty too. I think it's the only thing that carries most of the weight of this packaging. And right, exactly, it's the heaviest part of the packaging. It's a very dense sort of plastic. It acts as a sort of protective casing, or a casing for the headset itself. So let's put that aside for a while. In the bottom of the case, you actually get a fairly typical additional 3 earbuds that you can use depending on the size of your ear holes, small, medium, and large. And it also comes with a really nice metallic clip. Now the metallic clip you can use to keep the headphones clipped onto your shirt, so that it doesn't move around quite a lot. So fairly nice, lots of goodies inside of the packaging, unlike the Mi 10,400 milliamp power bank. Now let's take a closer look at the headphones themselves. Again, this is very snugly fitted into this rubber sort of casing, and we'll really have to pry this out. So we'll have we'll have to figure this out a little bit. I don't want to destroy these headphones before I even get a chance to use them. That's pretty tight in there. I guess we'll have to pry it from the side here. Yeah, let's take it out. There we go, and there it comes. All right, so there goes the headphone jack. So let's just unwind the entire thing from around the little rubber case that it has. Okay, there it goes, it comes off. There's the inline controls. So it's interesting to note that the cable, or the headphones cable, is actually two different types of material. The headphones themselves actually have a very nice construction to them. They seem to be made of metal. The tips are the same kinds of tips you get on the additional tips, sort of a silicone kind of feeling. And again, this cable from the earpiece itself to the inline controls are actually just a fairly typical rounded rubber cable. Now, when you get to the inline controls themselves, you have a very nice metallic construction, sort of a brushed metal finish, and it's got a nice texture to it. It's got 3 buttons, one play, pause, or answer call button, whatever you want to call it, and 2 additional volume control buttons. Now again, the volume control buttons do not work unless you are using a Mi smartphone. But from, again, talking about the cables coming down from the inline microphone, or from the inline controls themselves down to the headphone jack, it's actually got a nice braided Kevlar cable. Now braided Kevlar is really nice because it does not tangle up. When you put it in your pocket, it won't tangle up. It also serves as a sort of a protection for your cable themselves, so that they don't really have any shearing forces, to destroy the internal cables. The buttons themselves are actually really clicky. The inline controls actually also have an inline microphone, so you can use it to make and take calls. The headphone jack itself actually is really nice. It has that, it's following through with the rest of that finished metal construction, and the headphone jack itself is actually gold plated. And that is it for the Mi In-Ear headphones. Overall impressions, just not from the headphones themselves, but from the power banks, that Mi is very, very serious about design as a selling point for their products. Most would call it Apple-like, in fact, their obsession with design, and I think that's a very good thing what they're doing there, because that will force other designers or the other manufacturers to step up their design game. I guess that wraps it up for the Mi In-Ear headphones. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more unboxing videos. In the comments below, let me know what other types of things you'd like me to review. Would you like me to review a movie? Would you like me to review a establishment here locally, of course? And I'll try to do my best to make reviews for those as well. We've also got a bunch of other things coming up in the coming couple of weeks. Those should be very exciting as well. And I guess that's it for today's video. And as always, stay illuminated, guys. We'll be seeing you real soon.